Yo, 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 what's up? What's really good? It's your boy, Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life. Well, guess what? Today we got a Sports Plus Life talking-ish because yesterday's podcast was kind of incomplete. And when I say kind of, my compadre, my homie, Tony, I didn't get his picks. So we have to he's the only one, the last one to make picks. So what's up, bro?
What's happening?
It's the most wonderful time of the year, bro.
It is. Maybe. We'll see. It might be. We'll see. Let's hope that it is. Hope it ain't marred by, the NFL's footprint, but, no fun league's footprint.
Hey, I feel you on that one. Now, before I get your eventual picks, there are questions that I wanted to ask you. I asked Sean yesterday. So, first of all, what is your expectations of your team? And people remember, he's the Cowboy fan.
Well, I'll be honest. I playoff aspirations, obviously. Beyond that, we'll see, because there's a lot of moving parts, and the Tyron Smith thing, I expected that he would miss games because that seems to be a trend. But I like the Jason Peters signing for a couple reasons. One, Tyler Smith is going to hit the field anyway. So whether it's at guard or left tackle, he was going to get playing time. But having Peters next to him now, he doesn't miss that veteran experience to learn from. And Jason Peters is 40, but people forget the Rams just won a Super Bowl with a 40-year-old left tackle. So you can play. Health is the thing with these guys when they get older. If you can play, you can play. Because they mostly depend on technique and strength. So
at that specific position, yeah, I definitely agree with you. But
I feel I'm comfortable with Jason Peters there. He's a stopgap, but it's something we got to address in the draft because Tyron Smith is no longer dependable at all. So, but overall, I'm okay. I'm confident with some of the young talent. Turpin is going to be a monster. Remember that name? I told you that as a return man and as a glitch man, a guy that you can put in third downs or second downs, because you have to account for. You can't teach speed. You got to account for him. The question is he a reliable receiver? That's what we got to see. Does he have hands of stone, and can he bring that ball in? Outrunning people is one thing, but can you catch the ball?
Okay. All right. No problemo.
Defensively, it's going to be nice. Defensively, I think we'll be all right because Michael Parsons will advance, and we got some young guys that's dogs. So losing Randy Gregory, I'm neither here nor there because Sam Williams can replace him. So for younger and cheaper. So there you go.
Okay. No problemo. All right, well, I tell you, these are the questions I want to ask first. Okay, I've asked you this one a couple of times, and now finally, just in case your mind has changed about anything, who's your dark horse team from the AFC and the NFC?
Dark horse was AFC. Dark horse from AFC was Miami, and dark horse from NFC was Minnesota.
Okay, all right, and we agree on the Miami, and again, my dark horse was the New Orleans Saints. Now, who's the quarterback in the NFL this season that you feel has the most to prove?
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan, okay.
Yeah, because you were in this situation in Atlanta and you couldn't quite get a beat on what the problem was there, whether it was coaching, whether it was defense, whether it was Matt Ryan. Now he's in a situation where he's away from that, and you got, if the talk was Matt Ryan, because a lot of Atlanta fans wanted to be, he was like Kirk Cousins. Yeah, he's viewed like Kirk Cousins. And he's in a situation now where he's getting a fresh start, and if he wants to separate himself from that, but he's not a winner on any level really, because you lost that Super Bowl that you should have won. Then that's the guy. Like I think it's him more so than some of these other people.
Well, I will counter your statement by saying if any Atlanta Falcons fan ever viewed Matt Ryan as Kirk Cousins, then if I was Matt Ryan, I would want to get the hell out of Atlanta too. Matt Ryan, I'm doing apples to oranges with him and Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins puts up a lot of yards, but Matt Ryan has been to a couple conference championship games and a Super Bowl and has won an NFL MVP. I see what you're saying about not getting the job done. I totally agree with you there. But I would hope that Falcon fans would view Matt Ryan in a little bit of higher of a tier than Kirk Cousins. Now, I think it's a tie between Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa for the quarterbacks with most approved, because simple, these teams, neither organization is 100% sure that that's their guy, but they have loaded those teams up. They've loaded them up.
And I'm sitting and I pointed this out to my wife because she didn't really it didn't register. I'm like, they gave Rager away for a bag of chips.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you can't teach speed. He's fast. He's played subpar, but you think that Philly kind of learned a little bit from that because what was the other wide receiver?
Arcega-Whiteside.
Huh?
Arcega-Whiteside.
No. That had a problem with drops and stuff when he was in Philly, and then he goes to the Raiders and he's okay.
Oh, Aguilar.
Yeah, Aguilar. You're giving up too quickly. He's a young guy. You're giving up too quickly. You spent a high pick. You're giving up too quickly.
Well, I think it would. You know what? I would want to kick myself because they drafted Jalen Rager and they could have drafted Justin Jefferson.
Right.
So, but I mean, it is what it is. But what I'm trying to say is, Jalen Hurts is loaded. Tua is loaded. They are loaded. I mean, the Dolphins have an Olympic track team for offense, and Sean was on here yesterday. He said Carson Wentz and made some very good points because he said if Carson Wentz doesn't show improvement this year, then he's probably going to be a backup for the rest of his career, and I don't disagree with him. But Matt Ryan, I definitely understand what you're saying. My only thing with Indianapolis is, to me, their question mark is their wide receiving core. I don't trust their wide receivers. I mean, I don't know when T.Y. Hilton is healthy, I get it. I mean, he's still very good. Pittman is not really a number one, but he has to be used as a number one. They lost, I forget the receiver's name, but he went to Philly, actually. That's what made Jalen Rager expendable. Damn it, I'm having a brain freeze. But I do think the Colts will win that division. I do think that. So the next question is, who is your top, just off the top of your head, no particular order, who's your top 5 running backs in the league?
Top 5 running backs. And somebody had Dalvin Cook.
Mm-hmm.
Provided he's healthy. But we're just going to assume everybody's healthy.
Yeah, right.
No particular order. That's still a rough one, though. Derrick Henry.
Right. You said Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry.
Yeah, if he stays healthy, Zeke. I'm not, hey, bro. Let me be clear about something. The problem with Zeke the last couple has been the O-line. It's not been Zeke.
You must be out of your goddamn
It's been the O-line, and it's been Dak too, but it's mostly been that O-line.
Well, okay, this is your opinion, so yes, go ahead.
Because the center has been weak. They drafted weak in the center, and the center has been weak, and the guard position, not Zach Martin. You know what Zach Martin is, but on the other side, it's been a rotating door, and Zeke's an interior runner. So that's a problem. Yeah, I mean, for him, that's why Pollard is so good. On the outside, he gets the yards. Zeke is not an outside runner. If he was, he'd get them same yards. So he gets the 2-3 up the middle if he gets that push and a hold to do that. So yeah, he's that. He just has to. He slimmed down. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, he muscled up some more. He got back to closer to what he was when he came in. And again, that line, it has to hold up in the middle. It has to open. It has to push. Get a push.
All right, so you got
get you 2-3 yards without the push. But my point is, if you want to see that 7-8 yard Zeke, you got to get him a hole in the beginning.
Okay, so you got 3 of them. You got Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, and Zeke. Who your last 2?
Let me see. I would not be surprised. I feel like he got to have at least one. Saquon Barkley.
You know, Sean said that yesterday, too. He thinks Saquon is going to have a big bounce-back year. And he's playing for a contract, so that's 4. Who else you got?
These running backs are so, like, they're not head and shoulders. I mean, they are, but they're not.
So you just going to disrespect Jonathan Taylor like that?
Yeah, but they... No, I'm not, but you don't know because, I mean, he had that year, and he's a good running back, but, okay. I mean, for lack of able to really think of anybody else, I'll say Taylor, but I don't know. Like, I'll say Taylor. I'll say Taylor. I can't, because all the other people are like, these are dudes that could get 1,500, 1,600, or they could just soon have 1,100. Well, just 1,000.
Well, I have to modify mine because yesterday I said Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Alvin Kamara, Nick Chubb, and Aaron Jones from the Green Bay Packers. I have to take Aaron Jones out of there, and I have to replace him with Dalvin Cook. I thought about that yesterday after when the podcast was uploaded. I was like, how in the hell could I forget about Dalvin Cook? And I slightly put Kamara. And another person who definitely is an honorable mention to me is Joe Mixon from the Bengals.
Right.
And so
I ain't put Chubb in there because Chubb is starting to get banged up.
Well, Chubb, every year, I mean, Chubb, look, they still got that offensive line. Chubb he's not flashy. Every year, you know, you're going to get between 11 and 1,500 yards with him consistently. Even when he misses games, the dude averages 100 yards a game for his career. Like, he can miss 4 games in a season and still get 1,300 yards because he gets 100 every game he plays. I mean, for the most part. I mean, that's why him and Kareem Hunt are such a good tandem. Every time Chubb plays, he's getting 100 yards. That's why everybody's like, well, how did Baker Mayfield screw that up? So, yes, I do have Chubb. Matter of fact, I probably have Chubb as my third best running back if I was to go in any type of an order. Now, how about top 5 wide receivers for you?
I don't know. I don't know because the dudes that you would have put, well, okay, I guess it's just top 5, so it doesn't matter what team they move to.
Right.
I think Devontae is going to be up there.
Mm-hmm. That's one.
Because I'm trying to go through division by division and look at these guys and their usage rate based on the team that they're on.
Right. Well, okay, I'll tell you what my top 5 was, and you can work off of that if you have anybody that you would take out or anybody that you would put in. I definitely had Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and for shits and giggles, A.J. Brown. I would say DeAndre Hopkins, but he's going to be suspended for the first 6 games.
Right, yeah. I would probably agree with you, but I'm going to take out A.J. Brown. I'm going to take out A.J. Brown because that's... You know, these guys, they're dependent on these quarterbacks.
Well, who are you replacing them with?
Let me see. Wow. Yeah, that's an interesting thing there because
I mean, I was flirting with Tyreek Hill as far as putting him in there too. I'm going
to say Stephon Diggs or Debo.
Yeah, okay. I don't disagree either way. Yeah. I remember Sean said Sean had Debo in there. Sean had Debo in. I don't know if he picked Diggs, but I can't argue with that.
I will say this. Do not be surprised, though, because his usage is going to be so high early on because he has to. Don't be surprised if CD is up in their statistics.
Oh my God! I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
The thing about it is.
Oh my goodness!
Surprised if he's up there because statistically, I mean, his usage is going to be up, and his usage with Amari Cooper was not like crazy usage, and he still had.
Oh boy.
He had over 1,000 pretty easy.
If I wanted to be a homer, I would say Cortland Sutton or Jerry Jeudy.
Okay.
I'm being realistic.
Okay, 79 receptions, 1102.
Okay.
Touchdowns. And that's with Amari Cooper on the field.
And that puts you at a top 5 wide receiver? I don't think so.
Okay, he fell into top 8. That's the crazy thing. He fell into top 8.
Well, I didn't ask top 8, sir. I said top
but what
5.
I'm saying is that's with Amari Cooper eating up receptions.
Okay, well, we'll see now because he's clearly the number 1 receiver. Good
Right.
God Almighty. I knew it. I knew it was coming. I used to
You
really.
know what his problem is? He only has one weakness, and you know it. Anybody that watch college football and watch him in the pros, so he runs before he catches that ball. If he catches, he's as exciting as any of these other dudes that run after the catch. So all they got to do, he has to slow down and catch that ball first, then run. That's the only hole in his game.
Boy, you don't learn, man. You don't.
Okay. Hey, look, all I'm gonna say is 79 receptions on 120 targets, 1102.
Ooh, so that means what? So how many drops did he have? He had like 8 drops. Did he lead the league in drops?
That's what I'm saying. They're all drops of him like catching it over that middle and turning and look before he actually secures that ball. That's a young wide receiver mistake. He'll get that together.
CDL.
If you worry about him, if he's dropping the ball 40 yards down the field in a wide open, then yeah, you worry about that. But drops across the middle, that's because of either A, you're running without the ball, trying to turn the head to make sure you ain't about to get the bejesus knocked out you.
CDL. CD's losses.
Okay, you say it, but.
Okay, well that leads me to my next question.
For instance, what did you think of Mike Evans last year?
Ordinary.
Wow, that's crazy. That's okay.
But Mike Evans, you're talking about he's the only person in NFL history to get 1,000 yards his first 8 years in the league. Numero uno. And honestly, with last year, the only reason why he got the 1,000 last year was because of the extra game. He had like 1,002 yards. So ordinary, but by his standards, because he's been such a outstanding receiver his entire career, by his standards, last year was probably his worst year. I mean, by his standards and his statistics. But that leads me to my next question. Who do you have winning these divisions, sir? Let's start with the AFC.
Oh, by the way, I know they're a run-heavy team, but by your standards, A.J. Brown was trash last year then.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree because he wasn't healthy the full season. I don't disagree with you. I'm going with the change of scenery and the chemistry that he has with Jalen Hurts. We'll see. And plus, on the low, I drafted him on my fantasy team, so I hope he kicks ass.
Yeah.
Who do you have winning these divisions?
East boys, Central.
AFC East, who you got winning? Oh no, I was starting with the AFC. Oh, you want to start with the NFC? Okay, NFC East. You had who? Dallas.
Dallas in the East.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be. It's still gonna be Aaron Rodgers in the Central, in the North rather. The South. I'm gonna low key say. I'm going to say your Saints.
Okay.
And take that division. And then the West, I think it depends on what kind of start they get off to. It also depends on Trey. But it's either the Rams or the 49ers.
I'm gonna need you to be definitive.
It's gonna be the Rams because of continuity.
Okay. So you have Cowboys in the East, Packers in the North, Saints in the South, and the Rams in the East. I mean the Rams in the West. Okay.
Rams in the West. Yeah.
All right. Now how about the AFC?
AFC East is Patriots.
What? You got the Patriots winning that division? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they surprised last year. They were a solid team, bro.
Okay.
They were solid, and I don't see why it wouldn't continue.
Okay. So New England in the East.
People have stepped up, but as you said, Tua is a question.
Right. Yep.
And
yeah.
You don't think Belichick is looking at Tua like, yeah, we just got to blitz that dude?
Yeah, we gonna see him week 1.
Yeah. So Patriots because of continuity too. In the North, I'm going to say, I'm going to say Baltimore.
Baltimore, okay.
Yeah. In the South, I'm going to say Colts.
Colts, okay. Okay.
And in the West,
toughest division in football.
I'm gonna say the Chefs is still the Chefs. So, and Andy Reid is the constant. So the Chiefs.
Okay. Now, who would your wild card teams be coming out of the NFC?
Wild cards. Well, Minnesota.
Okay, Minnesota. That's one.
Because they're a dark horse, so they got to make the playoffs.
Right.
And 49ers.
49. You got one more now. It's 3 wild card teams now. Minnesota, San Francisco.
And believe it or not, the Bears.
Whoa! So he has the Bears going as a wild card and Tom Brady and the Bucks totally missing the playoffs. I like your cojones.
Yeah, because, I mean, Brady, it's karma, man. Brady need that. Brady needs to take that L.
I like your cojones. Okay. Now, what about the AFC?
Miami, because they're the dark horse, so that's one. They
Miami.
got to make playoffs. You made all that moves. You got to make playoffs.
Okay.
Cleveland.
Okay.
Continuity, except for that quarterback position. They'll figure it out.
Okay.
The Titans.
Well, that's 3.
Yep, the Titans. Well, you know what? No. Scratch the Titans.
Okay.
Matter of fact, scratch Cleveland. Leave the Titans. Scratch.
Okay, so Titans and Cleveland out. Got you.
Yeah, Titans in, Cleveland out. And I'm going to say, you know what? Screw that. Well, somebody got to go. Screw the Titans and the Cleveland. I believe that the AFC East, and this is not because, competitive-wise, they're the best division, but not necessarily the teams within, but because of certain factors, I believe the AFC East could send 3, and that would be y'all and the Raiders, Broncos and Raiders.
So your AFC wild card. So you
factor that's good for an extra couple wins with the Raiders. They make the playoffs.
So your wild cards are the Broncos, the Raiders, and who else? And the Dolphins. You said in the Dolphins because they're a dark horse.
Yeah.
Okay. So, no Chargers, no Bengals. Okay. No Bills, no Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, it's bruh.
Okay.
It's rough. Like, it's rough to pick the team. I understand why I should pick all of them, but I just think it's going to be a major shakeup in all of these, in both of these conferences this year.
No problem. Now, do you want to make a Super Bowl prediction today, or would you want to wait till around mid-season?
I'd probably wait.
Okay, no problem. All right, well, it is time now, sir. I got to get you on the record. And, allow me to apologize to my listeners. When I made my picks yesterday, I was so conflicted between the Rams and the Buffalo Bills, I forgot to come to it. I am going to pick the Los Angeles Rams to beat the Bills, so just to have myself on the record. But now, all right, Tony, let's go. Let's make these picks, and I'm going to school y'all Negroids on the art of picking these games. So who you got, Buffalo or the Rams? First game. Buffalo, going with the Bills. New Orleans at Atlanta.
New Orleans.
San Francisco at Chicago.
I think the Bears shocked them.
Okay, upset special. Okay, Pittsburgh at Cincinnati.
Bengals.
Bengals. Philly at Detroit.
Philly.
I know that hurt your soul to do that.
Yeah, because the Lions, it ain't because of Philly. I could give two craps ass about them pickle juice drinking bastards.
What? Okay.
The Lions, they disappointed me last year. I had faith, and I rolled with them through the whole season. They disappointed me.
Yes, it was quite funny. It was. But anyway, Patriots at Dolphins.
Patriots.
Okay. Baltimore at the New York Jets.
Ravens.
All right. Jacksonville at Washington.
Oh. Ooh. I'm going to take them Jaguars.
Okay. Cleveland at Carolina, the Baker Mayfield Bowl.
I think Baker gets revenge.
Okay. Indianapolis at Houston.
Colts.
Okay. New York Giants at Tennessee Titans.
Titans.
Packers at Vikings.
Packers at Vikings. Oh, Vikings.
Okay. The Chiefs at the Cardinals.
Oh, damn, that's who you pick them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I see that game as being a shootout.
Yeah, but I'm going to get the Cardinals the benefit of the doubt and say the Cardinals.
Okay. Raiders at Chargers.
Man. I don't know about the damn Chargers D.
What? They got J.C. Jackson. They added Khalil Mack.
That's what I'm saying on paper.
Okay. I got you.
I'm going to go Chargers. I believe in Justin, so I'll stick Chargers.
Go Chargers, go. Buccaneers at Dallas.
Come on, boys.
Bro, Tom Brady ain't never lost to y'all, but okay.
Okay. I mean, he should have lost last year. He got lucky last year, but he probably won't get lucky this year.
Okay, hey.
Benefit of the doubt thanks to the Zebras last year in the shootout, so it is what it is.
And the Monday Night Football game, Broncos versus Seahawks.
Well, Seahawks got a lot of questions, so I'm going to give y'all the game.
Talking about they got Geno Smith. Okay.
Yeah, y'all got a lot of questions. The Seahawks got a lot of questions.
Okay, so that is it. All of the picks from our league is in, and this is what we're looking like, okay? The Buffalo Rams game is pretty much straight down the middle. Just as many. That's like almost like a you pick 'em. 3 people have picked Buffalo. 4 people have picked the Rams. Everybody agreed that the Saints are going to beat the Falcons. Tony is the only person to pick the Bears to beat the 49ers. Marquise is the only person to pick the Steelers to beat the Bengals. Calvin is the only person to pick. No, I take that back. No. Calvin and David picked the Lions to beat the Eagles. Okay. Let me see. New England and Miami is pretty split. Everybody picked the Ravens to beat the Jets. Let's see. I am the only person to pick Cleveland to beat Carolina. And the only reason why I picked Cleveland to beat Carolina is because I thought Baker had it all rolling until he opened his mouth, started talking shit. He gave Cleveland bulletin board material. Let's see. David is the only person to have the Texans beating the Colts. Marquise is the only one that has the Giants beating the Titans. Green Bay and Minnesota is split right down the middle. Tony is the only person to call the Cardinals to beat the Chiefs. And everybody agrees that my Broncos will take out them Seahawks. So, we shall see. We shall see. Now, quickly, let me ask you about basketball. It's almost time for me to get my son off the bus. Well, he gonna walk straight. No, I still got some time. Anyway, the Donovan Mitchell trade. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know what to think. Like, I always thought Donovan Mitchell. I mean, he's a really nice young player, but he's overvalued. My estimation, he's overvalued. He doesn't. He's not a great defender, and yeah, he can score at all three levels, but he's not he's not what I consider like a needle mover that you would give up.
I don't think he changes the world. So I agree with you there. But the fact that they didn't have to give up any of their nucleus to get him, and they're all so young, they didn't have to give up Darius Garland. They didn't have to give up Jared Allen or Evan Mobley. Now they have a closer. I think Cleveland has leapfrogged a few teams now in the East. I had them going to the playoffs this season anyway. But I think now I put them maybe around 4 or 5-ish range.
Right. It is interesting that that came out of nowhere because they weren't in the discussion.
Right. They weren't. And the Knicks literally backed off for a day, and Cleveland swooped in there and stole him. But I don't blame the Knicks for not giving up R.J. Barrett. I'm not including him in the trade. I don't blame him for that. I don't. But Cleveland, to me, is a player now. They are definitely a player. Do I put them better than Brooklyn if everybody's head is on straight? No. And what the hell did we say? All of that Kevin Durant trade talk, what did we say? Don't send his ass nowhere. So all of that stuff was for nothing.
Right.
All that stuff was for nothing. But do I put him better than Brooklyn if everybody's head is on straight? No. Do I put him ahead of Milwaukee? No. Do I put him ahead of Boston with Brogdon? No. Do I put him ahead of Philly? Not really. I don't know. But I do put him ahead of Atlanta. I do put him ahead of your Bulls. I do put him ahead of Miami, actually. That's if they mesh. That's if they mesh. But like I said, they have a closer. They have defenders. I mean, they are a player now. They are. I was like, when I saw what they gave up, yeah, they gave up a lot of draft picks. Yeah, they gave up Colin Sexton, but I knew Sexton was out of there as soon as Darius Garland turned into an all-star.
Right.
Because they were pretty much the same player. Garland is just better. So Donovan Mitchell being there, now they have a closer. Now they got a closer. So they are in play. The Cleveland Cavaliers, for the first time since not having LeBron James, Cleveland is in play.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it meshes, see how it shakes out. Certain elements I look at, it's lateral move because Gobert, Mobley, Gobert's the better defender. Mobley will get more for offensively, so I think that's the lateral move.
You mean Jared Allen?
No, I mean Mobley.
No, I know, but you said Gobert.
Yeah, I was talking about Gobert. I was talking about Mitchell Gobert. And
okay, I got you.
Little big man thing.
Yeah, I got you.
And I think beyond that, I have to see how it play out because it really, in many respects, looks like lateral. I just think that Mobley offers more offensive upside, where Gobert offers more defensive upside. They're younger, than the Jazz were, but as a complete team, I think it's going to be a similar thing because Mitchell is the kind of dude that has to have the ball, which makes Garland not as dynamic.
Well, you keep saying Evan Mobley as far as a defender, and he is a good defender, but Jared Allen is clearly the better defender than him.
Right, but I'm saying, Mobley is the big man.
Yeah, he's quote unquote I know, I get. No, I get what you're saying.
Well, I keep because you could plug and play with a few guys. Jared Allen is nice, but you could plug and play with a few guys with him. Mobley is the one you can't absolutely have off the floor for an extended period. And Garland, again, it remains to be seen how they mesh, considering Mitchell is one of those guys he's ball dominant, and so is Garland. So we'll see.
Well, I look at it like this. Kevin Love stuck around Cleveland long enough for them to get good again.
Again, we'll see.
We will.
I just think the Knicks packages, at the end of the day, like you said, R.J. Barrett, I understand why they wouldn't give him up, but their packages were better.
Who, the Knicks packages?
Yeah, the Knicks packages.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was just wondering, was it something personal? I mean, because I thought what the Knicks were offering you was way better than what you took for Cleveland. But, it is what it is. Any Parting shots about Serena.
No, I do got it. Well, I'll come back to that. I'll talk about Serena, but I'll say this before we shift off of basketball. See, karma, boy. Gallinari shouldn't have played a game. He should have went on to the Bulls. He played a game.
He tore his ACL. Yeah.
Yeah, and see, there you go.
Yeah.
We take a Dragic and call it a day.
Yeah.
In terms of Serena, I mean, she had the career. People don't realize. At the end of the day, they realize what they're watching. A lot of times they don't want to acknowledge it, but they realize what they're watching and watch. And, I mean, it is what it is. It would have been a fairy tale storybook ending had she, went. But her tennis career isn't over. That's what people don't realize. Yeah, her competitive professional career is over, but she's going to Billie Jean King and Martina Navratilova.
Right.
And John, what was his name? You know what I'm talking about, the loudmouth dude.
McEnroe.
McEnroe, yeah. She's going to do that, and so she'll still be in the scene. Her and Venus will do double stuff, but just not on a competitive level, professional level.
I meant to shout out this person yesterday. There's a new young American star that was just born Monday evening. His name is Francis Tiafoe. He's from Maryland. He just upset Rafael Nadal in the U.S. Open. And this kid is exciting. He's a black kid. He was exciting. I mean, the way he played against Nadal, who a lot of people think between him and Federer have been best in the world for the last 10, 15 years, that boy did that thing. He did. So just wanted to shout him out. Francis Tiafoe from Maryland. Brother.
Okay. I'll look out for him. Never heard of him, but I'll look out for him.
I watched him last week. He played right before Serena did, and I watched him. I was like, 'cause I used to keep up with tennis a lot as a child, actually. Even did a couple of tennis camps. I met Arthur Ashe. But I watched him.
Too high.
Huh?
I mean, you made him too high. I made him a long time ago.
Yeah. I met him. I want to say less than a year before he died. But yeah, this kid, I watched him play, and I was like, all right, he's ranked number 22 in the world right now. But I said he's pretty fun to watch. And then I was catching the match with Nadal. I was like, hold up. I watched the final set. I was like, wait a minute, he's beating Nadal? And that kid was just dynamic. He was just, he did his best to contain his excitement after he won the match.
Right.
And it was a good moment. It was a really good moment. So I know you don't. I know we make fun of Jake Paul. Wanted to throw this in there quick. I know we make fun of Jake Paul as far as the boxer. Well, it was just announced today because he was supposed to fight Hasim Rahman, but a weight issue. Remember I told you that weight issue scratched that fight. He's agreed today to fight Anderson Silva in October. And I know Anderson Silva's old, but I think Anderson Silva is actually going to beat him.
I concur.
Yeah, because Anderson Silva has actually fought real boxers. Matter of fact, his last fight, he beat a former world champion. He beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I think Silva is going to win this fight.
Yeah, I concur. Be careful what you wish for.
Yep.
Don't go in that arena and get knocked the hell out.
Yep.
Get broke up, and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. So he's, he's probably feeling the pressure because everybody's saying, yeah, kudos to you for, building your brand to where, pretty much a novice boxer, a YouTube star has turned, has made a lot of money and made a lot of huge events, and he actually does live the lifestyle as far as staying in shape, but you're not fighting any credible fighters. You're fighting washed up UFC guys or other YouTubers or a basketball player. Now you're fighting somebody. Now you're fighting somebody with a boxing background who is a professional boxer and was a former UFC champion, but he knows his UFC days is over, but he can still box. And he just beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and I think he's going to win. That's going to be I'm be interested to see that. And he fought him and he beat Chavez in a 10-round fight. So that means he's conditioned to go into later rounds.
Right.
So we will see. But brother. Now, I've got everybody's picks. You ready to get schooled on the art of these football games, man?
You might be surprised.
Yep, and how good I do.
Yeah, okay.
All right, fam. Look, I'm going to hit you back up in a few. I'm going to upload this, get my son off the bus, and then we going to talk.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
The week wouldn't have been complete of the first week of the Prediction League without my man Tony on the line. So, yes, Sports Plus Life talking ish again. And let the games begin. It's your boy, Brandon Brevon Towns. I'm out this bit. Peace, and I love y'all so much.